On April 24, 1898, Spain declared war on the United States, sparking the Spanish-American War, a pivotal conflict that reshaped the global map and marked the emergence of the United States as a major world power. This war was the culmination of years of tensions between the two nations, driven by American economic interests, humanitarian concerns, and a growing sense of nationalism. The roots of the war lay in Spain's crumbling empire. Cuba, one of Spain's most prized colonies, had been in open rebellion since 1895. The Cuban War of Independence was marked by brutal suppression from Spanish forces, and the American public was increasingly sympathetic to the Cuban cause. The U.S. government, under President William McKinley, walked a fine line between diplomatic efforts to pressure Spain into reforms and the growing demand for military intervention. The immediate trigger for the war was the mysterious explosion of the USS Maine in Havana Harbor on February 15, 1898. The U.S. Navy blamed a Spanish mine, and, "Remember the Maine," became a rallying cry for those advocating war. On April 21, 1898, the United States blockaded Cuba, and Spain responded by declaring war on April 24. The U.S. Congress followed suit the next day. The war was brief but decisive. American forces quickly overwhelmed Spanish defenses in both the Caribbean and the Pacific. In the Philippines, Commodore George Dewey's victory at Manila Bay on May 1, 1898, was a stunning display of American naval power. On land, the U.S. Army, bolstered by volunteer forces, captured key cities in Cuba, including Santiago de Cuba, which fell on July 17, 1898. Spain's military weaknesses, combined with its outdated tactics and equipment, made it nearly impossible for them to resist the better prepared American forces. The war officially ended with the signing of the Treaty of Paris on December 10, 1898. Under the terms of the treaty, Spain relinquished control of Cuba, ceding Puerto Rico, Guam, and the Philippines to the United States for $20 million. This marked the end of the Spanish Empire and the rise of the United States as a global imperial power. The aftermath of the war had profound implications. For Spain, it was a national humiliation that led to soul-searching and a re-evaluation of its place in the world. For the United States, it marked a turning point in its foreign policy. The acquisition of overseas territories sparked debates about American imperialism, with figures like Mark Twain and Andrew Carnegie criticizing the nation's new role as a colonial power. The Spanish-American War also set the stage for future U.S. interventions in Latin America and the Caribbean, often justified under the Roosevelt corollary to the Monroe Doctrine. The war demonstrated the importance of naval power and the need for a strong military to back American diplomatic and economic interests. In conclusion, Spain's declaration of war on the United States on April 24, 1898, was a pivotal moment in history. It not only reshaped the global balance of power but also forced both nations to redefine their identities and roles on the world stage. The legacy of the Spanish-American War continues to influence U.S. foreign policy and its relationship with Latin America and the Pacific to this day.